All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. God bless you all. In the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, I do pray you and your family are super blessed as the Bitcoin price right now is, in fact, doing some crazy stuff. But you know what is crazy? The craziest thing of all is the fact that my screen is frozen on something I drew last week, and I can't show what I actually want to show. Oh, here we go. Well, would you look at this? Here we go. This is what I wanted to show. Guys, as usual, we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour. We will be giving away 1,000 USDT, and who doesn't want $1,000 these days, man? Who doesn't want $1,000 these days? All right. We got to give a major shout out to everybody in the dang chat. First of all, major shout out to Jason Casper in the chat. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Crypto Gardentist. All right, he's a dentist. He's a dentist. All right, Crypto Gardenist. Shout out to Jack Boy. Shout out to Dari Ufton from New Zealand. Shout out to you. Shout out to Shiring Tech. 50-50 on whether or not we're going to see a real altcoin season this year or not. Shout out to the real K Diggity in the house and Prime Vids 3, Holistic Wealth, and Samuel S_44. Bro predicting the rain in crypto again. Shout out to C-Train 5915. Major shout out to Lucky Jim Bob 111 and Crypto Crank. What is going on, bro? God bless you. Major shout out to Make Me a Millie in the house, holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to Jonathan Morris 7775. Can't I just be rich now? Well, you can. That's what we're here today to talk about. Major shout out to Valerie Valenzuela, whose name I always say wrong. Shout out to Cheese ECZ. Cheesy CZ. Hello, bro. Can I win some USDT? MEXC, hold my money. I'm totally sad. Yeah, man, just like the stream. Go ahead and share it on Twitter. Shout out to FUD Expert. Shout out to J-Boy Bearish. Did anyone short the CDW? I did not short the CDW, but I saw it, and it does look like a nice high, to be honest. If we take a look over here on BLOFIN here on the 15-minute time frame, look at that beautiful 15-minute high right there, man. Beautiful looking. A nice high. Wow. Would you look at that? Looks like we're coming straight back down to zero. Just kidding. We won't ever see altcoin season again, says OSC824. Crypto Bundy says win 108 flip. Shout out to Jesse Amato Robertson and MC Crypto Junkie. Take profits. No way. Look, I've already taken profits, guys. I've already taken the profites on this trade right here. I've already taken the profits. This man says, Jason, I had raw meat with raw egg today for the first time. Well, I hope that there's no bacteria that could make your digestive system, what's the word? Explode. Shout out once again to Crypto Bundy again. What's up, Jason? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Def121. Altcoins are trash, says Help 3902. Yeah, but if you're trying to stack your sats, sometimes those alts help you stack the sats, if you know what I mean. Alright, shout out to Hernie Shega, who says God bless you. Shout out to Anthony Lee Crypto. God bless you guys. And yeah, so shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. Just a quick reminder, BLOFIN right now, very low fees if you use my link, lowest fees BLOFIN offers, period. Alright? Also, guys, KCEX, lowest fees in the world. Also, Casper Crew VIP Discord, jasoncaspertraining.com. So let's get into this Bitcoin price action. It is a Sunday, all right? It is a Sunday, and we're seeing some interesting things. I mean, first of all, guys, we are seeing some altcoins absolutely rocket. First of all, Filecoin, one that did literally go to zero. All right, Filecoin literally went to zero. I mean, this is crazy, right? And this one that I do hold, actually, quite a bit of, because the chart has been looking bullish for years. But this is Filecoin right now, getting a big pump. All right, let's go to the daily chart here. You know, look at this. I mean, we've got a big pump in the last few days, consolidating here at a key support resistance flip. All right, this is actually a really key make it or break zone for Filecoin, because if we're able to hold this zone as we've drawn on the chart, we could see a move to the upside. Pretty crazy that Filecoin in the last few days is up like 250%. And, you know, after this big wick that literally went to zero, not literally, we're up over 1,000%. Pretty crazy. We're seeing altcoins get a big pump. All right, we're seeing Near, Render, Polkadot, VeChain on the day up double-digit percentage on the weekend, while Bitcoin is holding $102,000. All right, it makes my Bill Gates voice come out when I think about Bitcoin holding $102,000. Makes me just want to vaccinate everybody in all those third world countries to sterilize the brown people. You know what I'm saying? Just makes my Bill Gates voice come out. Now, this is quite interesting. All right, this is very interesting. This is a weekly candle about to close on Bitcoin price, which if closed above 102,157, I mean, that is the definition of a vaccination. You just stick the needle in, right? And then pull that needle out, baby. All right? Sterilize the dang bear market. All right? Whoops. we didn't know the vaccine was going to sterilize. Actually, you did know, but that's okay. Look, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. If we can close a weekly candle above 102,157, then this potentially could turn into a big move to the upside. Why? Well, because we formed a local range, right? The local range being the low we made on October 10th, the highs being 116, 117,000. We came down below. We formed a symmetrical triangle. And maybe the market makers are just going to let it break to the upside and textbook symmetrical triangle breakout like we never, ever see for Bitcoin. But maybe because we never see it now, it's actually going to happen, right? Everybody is expecting lower. People are a little bit bearish. But here's the thing. As Bitcoin holds 102, we are seeing altcoins get a move. It's quite interesting here. We're seeing altcoins get a big move. Thousands of percent in some cases. It is quite interesting. Also, we've got some more bullish news here. It looks like Michael Saylor is hinting on Twitter today that he's going to continue to buy Bitcoin. All right, Michael Saylor. Now, of course, this doesn't mean anything. All right, the dude himself, Michael Saylor. You know, I mean, he doesn't care if it's a bull market or a bear market, right? He has just trillions and quadrillions of dollars of dry powder on the side. You know, the kind of guy to recommend you get out a personal loan on your second mortgage in order to buy Bitcoin, right? But it's quite interesting. He's not scared of the dip, right? He's not scared of the dip. 3-month return, negative 45%. Is that true? Is that real? Quite interesting, guys. Also, we are seeing money coming out of Bitcoin, but we are seeing money move into altcoins. All right, it's very interesting. All right, we are seeing capital flowing into altcoins right now. All right, it is quite interesting. Ether, Solana, XRP, looking poised to pump according to ZY Crypto. And look, if you want news about cryptocurrency, what better place to go than zycrypto.com? You know what I mean? Now, here's the deal. And this is 100% serious. 102,157. This is absolutely 100% a key level. If we can close the weekly above this level, it does open the door for more upside. In addition to this, we had the weekly level down here at 100,900, right? So we go ahead and make this a weekly level. This is a key support, which currently we are getting a bounce from on the weekly. All right. If Bitcoin does hold 102, that would allow altcoins to continue to pump this coming week. All right. Let's turn on Market Cipher B. Let's start on our weekly time frame. Now, unfortunately, there's really no sign of a bottom here on the weekly yet. Right. We're looking at the momentum wave here. The momentum wave has plenty of room to the downside. Waves are very separated. There is plenty of room for more downside here. Although this weekly candle could close above 102, let's be honest. Is it the most convincing candle close in the world? No, not even close. All right, we go to the 3-day. The 3-day also has some room to the downside. Money flows coming down. Yellow oscillator not even touching the 0 line yet. Could a bottom be in on the 3-day? Maybe, right? Weekly not even close. 3-day maybe. Daily. The daily has just confirmed a big old bottom. A big old bottom. And technically speaking, right? If you want to get technical here, we do have a bullish divergence in the sense that from the wave back here on September 1st to right here, the momentum is getting higher. The money flow pretty much staying the same here. There is a ray of hope on the daily time frame that we do see this support hold. Okay, there is a ray of hope here that we do see the support hold. And, you know, again, we've been holding here now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's basically a week, guys. Can you believe that drop was almost a week ago? That is pretty crazy, man. Time goes by fast when you're trading crypto. All right. So this is the zone that really must hold right now. And so far, as we go down to the lower time frames like the 4-hour, we're seeing a classic everybody gets wrecked pattern forming on Bitcoin. Everybody gets wrecked pattern, which is this. A symmetrical triangle forming. All right. And it looks like even just now, like literally just on this Sunday, we've had a fake out of the trend line and we're closing back inside already. This is an everybody gets wrecked pattern. When you have market cipher B, money flow getting higher, momentum waves getting higher, as the price is consolidating in a triangle, this is usually a recipe for everybody gets wrecked. All right, this is usually a recipe for we get a move to the upside, right? Everybody gets bullish, then boom, we get a big move to the downside. We literally come all the way back, give everything back, right? And then we come down even lower. And that's typically where we get our actual bounce from if we're going to get a bounce. Okay, so let's be honest here. This symmetrical triangle here is a pretty... it's a pattern that usually wrecks a lot of people, okay? It's very, very rare, extremely rare, that Bitcoin gets a large drop, starts forming a triangle, and then doesn't wreck everybody, all right? Like a good example is this triangle that we had over here. We had a triangle, like just recently, right? And, I mean, look at what Bitcoin did. I mean, depending on how you want to draw the triangle, let's draw it like this, all right? Let's draw it like this. At the time it was forming, you could have drawn it like this or whatever. But look, you have a triangle forming a low to the high, to the low to the high. Look, we get a fake out to the upside, then we literally give everything back. And now we're just forming another triangle, okay? And so don't be surprised, guys, if we see something very, very similar happen this week. Remember, the high time frames right now, in my opinion, are more bearish than bullish. September, October, they were more bullish than bearish. But because we didn't see follow-through, they are currently now more bearish than bullish. Remember, we've just confirmed a bearish div on the 2-month, on the monthly, on the weekly, on the 3-day, on the daily. And even within this little zone here, guys, I mean, we have bearish money flow in this range here on the 4-hour. It's just things aren't looking the best macroly, all right, macroly. So don't be surprised if we have a pump back to test this area here, right? We break out the triangle, people are bullish, but then we get smacked down, we come even lower, okay? This is kind of what I'm looking at. Now, does it mean that's going to happen 100%? No, like I said, there's a rare chance that this triangle that we're forming here actually does result in a bottom, and we're not going to take the lows. We just form this, we leave that liquidity down there, and we continue up. Like, there is a chance that this happens, but I'd say highest probability is we get a little bit of a squeeze, and then, boom, we drop it down. Now, when we drop it down, let's take a look now at our daily time frame, because this is where things get quite interesting, okay? If, let's say, later today, Sunday, it's a Sunday, we get a bit of a short squeeze, Asia opens, and we're at like 107, maybe 108, right? Back testing this key support resistance flip here, right? In fact, just I am curious. Let me take a look at all this while I'm here. Yeah. I mean, let's say we get a little pump up. We come back inside value area low of range. Let's pull a fib from that last POC high to the low. Yeah, we come up in between the golden pocket, the local 786. Asia opens, we get a smack down below, right? Comes down here eventually Monday, Tuesday. This does have the potential right now to give us a little bit of a bull dip here on the daily, which means that this very key zone of support in the low to mid 90s can now, really, in my opinion, be set up to give us a nice bounce of at least coming back up to around the $117,000, $118,000 zone before either we actually do break out and make highs, or we reject from there and actually continue with the downtrend, right? This is going to be a very pivotal area below at the low to mid 90s because of all the confluences that we have right there. We've got ourselves, the Fibonacci golden pocket from April low to the all-time high, the August 5th, 2024 anchored VWAP. We have the high volume node of everything since November 2024, the last year price action high volume node at 97K. And we have the value area low at 92.5. All right. So just be prepared for that next big support to get hit. Now, if let's just say, for example, that next support does not get hit and we just start to pump from here, then we do need to be prepared for a move back up to right around $117,000, $117,000, because that is going to be now the top of our local range, mixed with our macro value area high, mixed with our Fibonacci golden pocket 786 local value area high. So either way, guys, this is going to be a very key resistance. This is going to be coming in between 117 and 120,000. This is going to be a very key support that's coming in between 92.5 and 97,000. As far as the swing trades go, these are going to be the two major levels, because no matter what your sentiment is right now in the market, whether bullish or bearish, if we come down here, this is such key support that even in a bear market, I would expect we get a significant bounce from here, right? And this is such key resistance right now that even if the bull market's going to continue, I would suspect that we would do something like this to come and back test support before getting that breakout, right? These are such key levels of confluence. We have so many volume and Fibonacci confluences at these areas that these are the two zones where we need to be prepared for take profits and or trades, right? Or at least just be aware if things are pumping and you see, hey, we're at $117,000, maybe you say, okay, this is not the best time to long. Maybe I either wait for a pullback to support before I long, or I wait for this level to get reclaimed, flipped into support before long, right? We have to understand this because we don't want to be longing into resistance or shorting into support, all right, support. So that's the overall outlook on Bitcoin right now. Sunday, symmetrical triangle, recipe for everybody gets wrecked. Key support, 92 to 97. Key resistance, 116 to 120. Right now in this triangle, I mean, obviously it's scalpable. It's tradable. I don't trust market cipher B right now. I don't trust market cipher B when we are in a triangle. All right? Unless there's a divergence, right? Unless we come down and we take the lows, all of them, and then we start to see the divergences like this. Unless we see that low taken, I don't trust this, right? You cannot trust, in my opinion, the basic strategy of market cipher when you are in a triangle, not when you're in a triangle. The reason why you can't trust it is because what is a triangle? A triangle is simply just a massive trap for everybody, right? It's a massive trap for everybody. It's a recipe to stop out everybody who shorted the triangle and stop out everybody who's long the triangle. And if you're a big player in the market and you want to move price in a certain direction, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you need a lot of sellers. And the only way to get sellers is to stop out everybody who's long, because those stop losses are sell orders. So now this Bitcoin that was locked up in a long trade is now released back into the market to be bought by big players down here. Vice versa, the sell money that's locked in trades, right, is released when the price comes up here. So that big players can now sell, right? Because your stop loss on a short is a buy order. So when people are buying, they're buying it from the big people who are selling. And vice versa, when these small people are getting stopped out and they're selling it to the big people who are buying, right? You can even see locally right here, after taking out this high stopping out people who were short from this wick and this wick, right? What happened? We come up, boom, we come back down, right? We stopped out some people, some bigger players sold, and we got to move back down. And it looks like on the 1 hour, we're about to confirm a red dot within a few hours, which could take us back down to the low of the triangle. And if we take a look at all the volume that's traded here, it would be such a perfect trade to at least come back down to take the lows from the weekend, okay, the Saturday lows. At least, in very bullish scenario, we come down, we take the Saturday lows, we stop out all these long people, potentially come down to the value area low of the range, confluence with the macro golden pocket 786 area, and then we get to bounce, okay? So, you know, that's kind of what we're looking at. I do want to take a quick look right now at good old Bitcoin dominance, because we are seeing, as Bitcoin holds, we are seeing, this is the 1 hour chart, but let's go to the daily chart. Remember the context here. We are, look at how nice this is here. Okay, we are potentially breaking down from this very long, going all the way back to September 22nd, ascending channel. All right, potentially breaking down. If we break this lower trend line, which it really looks like we are trying to, that does open the door for altcoins to pump. Now, if Bitcoin is holding, I'd say the support that we've marked out, which is we're not going to lose that macro 92 to 97 area, or if we're holding 102, and Bitcoin's not really dumping, but it's kind of holding, and we're seeing Bitcoin dominance dump, that means we can expect to see these other altcoins continue to pump. We've seen Litecoin move like crazy. We've seen Filecoin move like crazy. We've pretty much seen a lot of random altcoins and AI coins specifically pumping like crazy lately. So don't be surprised if we start to see when Bitcoin breaks down from this channel. You know, this is the daily time frame, but we go to the weekly. All right, let's go to the weekly here. You know, the weekly looks real ambiguous, but we do have bearish divs up here. There is still, you know, this weekly wave hasn't really given us much follow through besides trading this ugly channel. So yeah, I'd say that there is room here for us to come back down to test these lows on Bitcoin dominance at around 54.56%, which, remember, that was the last major alt season we had right after Trump wins the election, December 2024. We saw all the meme coins pump. Look at Bitcoin dominance during that alt season. It had broke down from the channel as well. We broke down from this channel again. We're forming another little channel. The technical target of this channel to the downside is going to be, you know, if we're just going to look at this as like a typical ugly looking flag here, we're looking to take that low, right? Potentially give everything back of this giant channel down to 49%. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That actually could give us a real alt season here. Daily market cipher B, we have confirmed a red dot a few days ago. The 4 hour market cipher B, money flow coming out. I think really what needs to be seen here is a breakdown from this trend line, which is very respected, going all the way back here to September 23rd. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 taps. This one so far is holding. All right. But remember, we had the breakout and the retest here, and then we fell through. So maybe this is the fake bounce, fake retest, and we fall through. All right, we're going to start to see alts pump relative to Bitcoin. Let's check out altcoin dominance here. Look at altcoin dominance is attempting to break back above this key support. All right, we've got this, resistance. It used to be support, now it's flipping to resistance. We also have this. All right, this is the 4 hour chart. What is this? Well, it was a descending triangle, a bearish pattern. We've gotten the move to the downside. If we can reclaim this level, that is a confirmed fake out, in which case we could look for a move back to the top of this wedge or triangle, whatever you want to say, where we're looking back at basically another, half a trillion, not half a trillion, but $50 billion back into altcoins locally, and then potentially even come back up to these highs at around 1.2 trillion total market cap, right? So it's very significant, I think, what's happening right here with the Bitcoin dominance and the altcoin dominance, especially as we're seeing altcoins pump, especially as we're seeing a lot of altcoin charts looking bullish now. Look, I'll be honest with you and say this recent dump is definitely not a bullish thing for the crypto market in general. But the one thing we can say for certain objectively, right? The one thing we can objectively say here is that when we look at coins like Filecoin, for example, all right? One thing that's objectively true here is this. You know, when we come down to zero, all right, it does form some extremely bullish looking money flow divergences here. I mean, we clear off the chart, right? And when you see something like this, right, where the money flow is getting higher, and let's even ignore the wick. Let's just put on a line chart, right? Let's put on a line chart here. You know, if somebody were to just show me this chart, and I didn't know what it was, and they said, like, Jason, what do you think is most probable here? I would have to say continued upside. I mean, the weekly momentum wave is negative 77. We've never seen it this low. Money flow is coming up as the price is just literally getting absolutely wrecked in a falling wedge pattern. You know, if we start to reclaim $3.15 on Filecoin, for example, I mean, that is a major support now reclaimed, which means there's no reason why we can't expect to move back to the top of the local range, right? There's no reason why. See how important this yellow line is here. It was our support, resistance, big drop, breakout, back test. We could come back to the top of the range, all right? That in and of itself, from where we're at today, is going to be like a 300% move. If we can reclaim that, I mean, then this is just easily squeezed, right? This is easily squeezed. So all the elements could line up perfectly for an alt season within the next month or two, because the charts do not look bearish, even though we've had such a bearish move, all right? Even take a look at assets such as, for example, Chainlink, all right? Chainlink, all right? We had a big old wick on Chainlink coming all the way back down. I mean, this is so crazy. Take a look at Chainlink. Look at this wick. Oh my goodness. We came all the way back down to literally test the bear market lows. Look at market cipher B here. Like, we're just seeing continued upward momentum, right? We didn't see really too much of a bearish divergence at this all-time high. Was that even a bear div? It's not even a real bear div. This was not a bear div. To me, this just looks like a really nice, dare I say, accumulation range, right? Very similar to the one we saw back here, right? We had a clearly defined low, we had a clearly defined high, and then we just had that big old drop. Once we came back in, boom, we broke out, right? So we have our clearly defined highs, we had our clearly defined lows here, we took everything. I mean, look, we have bullish divs on these high time frames. I'm not saying that we're guaranteed to get an all season. I'm saying this: if Bitcoin can hold major support that we have already lined out on the chart, then it opens up the door for these altcoins to actually get real moves here, because the charts are extremely bottomed out. All right, the charts are extremely bottomed out. It has to happen perfectly. I'm not sure if it can. Like, I'm not sure if it will, but it definitely can, right? Given the bottomedness, is that a word? Bottomedness of these charts. All right, let's take a look at some other Dino coins. I mean, Zcash, for example. Zcash, crazy stuff. Look at Zcash right now, man. This is crazy. This thing is out of control. We're seeing money going to Zcash like crazy right now. This is nuts, man. Zcash, right now, the weekly time frame. Look at the weekly momentum wave here. This is insane. I mean, the weekly momentum wave, 120, 121. This is crazy. There's no sign of stop. Look at the weekly VWAP here. Looks insane. Didn't even touch the zero line, curving back up. Look at the money flow on the daily. Yeah, we got a little bit of bear div here, but the money flow, thick. All right. The 4-hour time frame, yeah, we've got bear divs along this way up. Still looks pretty strong to me. I would say this, you know, with Zcash, I mean, the best opportunity right now would obviously be a backtest of $80, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, But a back test of 80 bucks would be insane if we had that, because that's just the last major level. This move to the upside in Zcash has not been healthy looking. When I say not been healthy looking, I mean we are literally leaving behind like stop loss city here, right? This is stop loss city. This is an unsustainable pattern right here. If we start to lose this lower trend line, guys, really be prepared for some significant downside, but also be prepared just to like bounce from the Fibonacci golden pocket area, right? That's going to be coming around 250. But if we don't bounce from there, yeah, then we could see a move all the way back down to the lows of this, which means we're taking out 118, and we could give this all back. But if we give this all back, in the right scenario, that could be a buy, at the very least for a lower high before dump. But for the very best, just an ultimate liquidity grab just to push it back up higher, right? It's a lot of stop losses below these wicks. Zcash been running like crazy. What else have we been seeing running like crazy here? Just today, I mean, E3 claimed 3,500. That's not that big of a deal. XRP above 230. Filecoin. I mean, look at all the coins that are up right now. It's pretty crazy. Just on the day. Just on the day. The heat map on the day. The only thing that's down was Zcash, ironically. But it's back up again from the writing of this article, which was a few hours ago. We're seeing Zcash back on the rise again. Looking pretty crazy. So we could have the perfect storm here for alt season. So let's go back to Bitcoin quickly, because we do, keep in mind here that will we have a CME gap? Let's see if we'll have a CME gap. Where did we close? No, we really won't have a CME gap. Hang on. Yeah, this is the futures. Okay, we will have a little CME gap down at 104, 160. 104, 160. That's literally not a CME gap. All right, that's $1,000. That's not a gap. All right, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so no CME gap. Yeah, let's see what Asia does when Asia opens tonight in a few hours, and we see the futures market start to trade again. ICP, yes, ICP. ICP got the insane. The Juggalos really came through. They must have won the scratch-off lottery. Let's see. Yeah, and look at that, getting a little bit of a pullback here too. I mean, right now the craziest opportunity for ICP would be a backtest of $5. That would be like too good to be true, right? That's our golden pocket, our high volume node, our support resistance flip. All right. What's happening right now, actually, on ICP is we are technically backtesting and holding this little resistance right here. Right, we have this support resistance flip basically from right around this area, right, taking back to these lows that we've had since right here. See how that's clear support flipped into resistance. We're backtesting that right now. A much better level would really be the backtest of $5. That would be just ultimate confluence right there. But all things considered on ICP, there's no reason why we can't see right now $12.15. Based on the fact that we've closed some pretty bullish candles above significant volume levels. If we go to our weekly chart, I mean, this is a bullish weekly candle, guys. That is a very bullish one. We got 6 hours left on this bullish weekly candle here. Could we get a move down to $5 or even $6.37? That's where I would be waiting for. That's what I would be waiting for as somebody who is looking for a good opportunity, right? We wouldn't want to be getting in unless we come back down to some kind of support to look for a bounce, right? But I'd say all things considered, we are in no man's land. This is like a no trade zone for me, but the next target to the upside is going to have to be our value area high, and I'm taking this all the way back to December 2023. It's basically 2 years of price action high volume node closing well above that, that's a bullish sign. That means you look to buy the dip. All right. Whenever you get a high volume node like that from 2 years and a strong weekly candle close above, you got to look to at least buy the retest there. All right. We have 800 people in the house, 200 likes. We have 1 dislike. I'm on the treadmill too, Jay. You're an inspiration. Thank you. Litecoin is about to rip. Yes, let's take a look at Litecoin. I wanted to take a look at Litecoin. The market makers, why do you think the bear market started? ICP up 200% in 10 days. Yes, crazy. I mean, look at this wick on ICP. I mean, if you count this wick, ICP is up 700%. Right? It's crazy. Bitcoin bears are cooked. Sunday longs, Sunday risk about to clean. ICP shook me out, went from 3 to 9. People fading Litecoin are cooked. I mean, Litecoin is just fundamentally a good asset. All right. Major shout out to our super chats. First of all, we got to give a major shout out to Crypto Crank. He says, remember, we front ran the golden pocket from 48 to 109. The golden pocket was 70 to 72. Yeah, I do actually remember that. Maybe we see the same thing here. That's true. Crypto Crank, like maybe Bitcoin does front run, and maybe this is our low, right? With the 102, right? Coming down to the weekly. You know, we just dip below $100,000. Very possible. Like it's a possibility that we need to keep in mind. Where was that macro golden pocket? Yeah, right here. Yeah, everyone was waiting for that golden pocket. This is actually a good point that you bring up, Crypto Crank. The only major difference here is this. Back here, we did have the triangle still. Like let's compare these, right? Let's compare these, because that brings up a really good point, my man. So back here, we did have a triangle forming as well. We had the golden pocket just below. Everybody and their grandmother was waiting for it. All right, we had the triangle forming, right? We had this triangle right here forming, and everyone's like, I'm waiting for the golden pocket, waiting for the golden pocket. The golden pocket never came, but what did come was a liquidity grab of the low, right? Didn't hit the golden pocket, but we lost the low and reclaimed, okay? So fast forward to our present day. What does this mean for us? Well, it means this. Because we know that triangles are a recipe for wrecked city, and that, like, basically the purpose of a triangle is to wreck everybody. Wreck the shorts, wreck the longs, and then they'll push the price in whatever direction they want. Be aware of simply coming down to take the lows, not hitting the golden pocket, coming back into the range. If this happens, right, to me, this is also a valid long, right? This is also a valid long signal, especially if Market Cipher B still looks the same, right? If Market Cipher B still looks the same with this beautiful 4-hour money flow momentum, and we actually take the low, even if we don't tap the golden pocket, for me, this is one of two things. Either it's a straight up long, stop loss below the low, or it's the first ladder of like 3 orders coming down to the golden pocket where I'd be building a swing long, right? Taking of these lows is definitely a trigger for a long, okay? And again, it might not, we have days for this to play out, right? I would not be surprised if we see more upside right now on Bitcoin, squeezing up to maybe even 107.3, 106.8 to 107.3. Just these previous support resistance flips before wrecking all the longs, right? When Asia opens, taking out these lows. This could be a real, actually, long trigger, right? A long trigger right there. So yeah, that's very interesting about Bitcoin front running the golden pocket. There is one scenario that happened in the fall of 2021, September 2021, that I will never forget, because I was left alone. I was stood up by my date. All right, my date stood me up. She said, Jason, she didn't say anything. I was just waiting at the restaurant for her to show up, and she never showed up. It was real embarrassing. I was there the whole time, and the restaurant staff said, "Look, we're about to close soon." I said, "No, I have a date. and she's gonna be here any second now. Like, trust me, like, you know, she never came. I slept in the parking lot that night too. It was right here in June, actually, and then it was July. Okay, July 2021. All right, and in September. Okay. Oh no. Okay, here's what I'm thinking of. Here's what I'm thinking of, guys. It was September. Yes, it was September 2021. I was right. Okay, we formed this triangle here, right? You guys remember this? And we formed the triangle, and I'm like, I am not long in this unless we take the lows, baby. Nope, unless we take the lows. And what's so funny is, I was on a walk. Can you imagine Jason Casper walking? Jason Casper was on a walk, and he was expecting this low to get taken, and we came and we took these lows. We didn't take those lows. I was waiting for at least these lows to get taken, like at least this one, and I see it wick down. I'm ready to push the long button on my phone, right? If we take this low and get a bounce, I'm ready to push the long. We didn't do it. I said, I'm gonna wait it out here. I'm gonna wait it out. And we never came down. We never took it. Okay, so this is one scenario. And remember, the context of this scenario here, guys, was things were feeling very bearish. I mean, things were feeling very bearish here. If you guys remember, you know, we made our high up here in March or May, April 2021. We come down, and remember, we're rejecting from the macro golden pocket here after a change of market structure. And everybody, and rightfully so, is feeling very bearish because we made a lower low on the weekly time frame. We come up, we reject from the Fibonacci golden pocket, tap one, swing failure pattern the first tap, and then boom, we start to change market structure again, right? So the sentiment here was quite bearish, honestly, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. We had daily bearish divergences after macro bearish divergences up here, a change of structure, come up, reject from the golden pocket. You know, we do need to just keep in mind that Bitcoin can do whatever she wants, right? It's very, very rare, though, that we see this happen. In fact, I cannot think of a time that we had a symmetrical triangle form that just broke to the upside without taking the liquidity since September 2021. So remember, there are different things that could happen here, which means you got to be prepared for them all, however you want to do that. All right. And you know, like I'm in a little bit of a long right now. Okay. This long, I took it in the Casper crew on the 6th of November. All right. And the reason why is because we dip below 100K. We got to pump above. We start to bounce from the retracement level. Technically, the idea is not invalidated, right? Technically, this idea is not yet invalidated. So, you know, recognizing the fact that there is currently a valid reason to long here, recognizing the fact that, like my man Crypto Crank says, we might come below and front run the golden pocket, still take liquidity. Be prepared for all these scenarios. Thank you, Crypto Crank, for the super chat. Major shout out to Sandre Holman. Bitcoin triangle on the 1 minute, about to break. A 1 minute triangle. Yeah, I guess we've got that. I mean, it doesn't look the most bullish, does it here? Context, in my opinion, is bearish here. But yeah, we do have a 1 minute triangle. Got to give a major shout out, guys, to Sam Price in the house, Crypto Lifer. Can you send me some chickens? Love you, brother. God is great. Amen. God is great. Thank you, bro, for the super chat. I really appreciate you. And also, guys, if you're not subscribed to Crypto Lifer, make sure to go subscribe to Crypto Lifer on YouTube. All right, one of the most consistent, hard-working crypto YouTubers in the world. I'm not even joking. He is probably the hardest-working crypto YouTuber in the world. All right, he hasn't taken a day off. He streams on the weekend, streams on the holidays, streams. Anything could happen. Literally anything in his life could be happening. The worst of days, the best of days. He's streaming. All right, he's doing TA. He's in his Discord group. All right, he's helping people out. All right, he's literally one of the hardest working crypto YouTubers in the world. All right, make sure to go subscribe. All right, to Crypto Life. God bless you, bro. You know, sadly, to be honest with you, man, we have a chicken shortage here on the Casper farm because we didn't hatch our eggs this year, and we had a lot of chickens get eaten by wild animals this year. In fact, sadly, we had some baby chicks hatch under the hen, And we had this beautiful baby chick who was growing up, a beautiful golden color. Like, I've never seen a chicken this quite gold color, right? It was fully feathered. It was not the fuzz anymore, but there were feathers, golden feathers. And it was so cute, and it's gone missing yesterday. I'm really bummed about that. But I think we're down right now to about 15 laying hens. We got a chicken shortage. This is down from about 40, okay? So I need some more laying hens. So I think we're going to be hatching a lot of eggs. Hopefully we get a lot of hens. One year we hatched eggs. We literally got one hen and like 16 roosters. So we ate a lot of chicken, but not a lot of eggs that year. But God bless you, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. Crypto Lifer. Sandre Holman again with another super chat. Bitcoin about to break a 5-minute triangle entry potential. Let's like the live, guys. And he's giving you his wallet in case you want to send him money. Well, God bless you, bro. Thank you so much for your super chat. I mean, I don't usually trade triangles like that. That's just not my style, but you guys can do whatever you want to do. You know, for me, the short trade on Bitcoin would have been this right here. Like my man J-Boy Bearish pointed out, the liquidity grab with the bearish divergence. Once you lose that level, that would have been a short entry, stop above the high. And basically, you're still going to be holding out in the short. If you're in that short trade, your setup would look something like this. Unless you're a crazy scalper and you've already taken profit and said, you know what, whatever, even though it's a crappy risk to reward, you took profit at like a 1-to-1. I'd say we could be looking to give back all this stuff, come down to around 102.4, 102.5 for a nice 3-to-1 risk reward. Let's go ahead and pull our fib from the last swing low to the current high. And yeah, what do you know? Beautiful. Right there in the Fibonacci Golden Pocket 786 support resistance flip. You know, we pull it from this low. It's literally right at the Golden Pocket support resistance flip. You know, this was the actual setup here, in my opinion. Trading a 5-minute triangle on a Sunday, in my opinion, is just a gamble. But if you're using good risk management, then, you know, it's less of a gamble. That's just my own personal opinion. And if you want to learn how to trade the way Jason Casper trades, well, go to youtube.com. Go ahead and, let's see here, click the Jason Casper YouTube channel and go to playlists and go to the free trading course. And this 18 series on how to trade for absolutely free. All right, this will teach you exactly how I like to trade. All right. Alrighty. Alright, shout out to Sandre Holman for another super chat. God bless you, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. I feel bad, man. I feel like I owe you money now. It's a good thing. It's a good thing I've got your address, man. Thanks, Sam, bro. I hope I find that chicken, man. It's literally heartbreaking, like, because, you know, it's a baby. It's a baby chick. You know, you watch it hatch. You watch it with the mom. And that's how I noticed it was gone. I saw the mom without the baby, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. I looked in the barn. I looked in the chicken coop. I looked in the woods. Couldn't find it anywhere. Couldn't even find the dead body anywhere. So, thanks, man. You know, appreciate you. You slaughter your own chickens and animals? Yeah, I do. Look, that's the way it is, you know. And here's the thing. If you're not a vegan, and you eat meat, you should kill your own animal. In fact, if you are not a vegan and you eat meat, you need to kill your own animal at least once in your life so you can understand what has to happen for you to go to the bar with your friends and order a 12-piece chicken wing. 6 chickens had to die for that. And you have no idea what that entails. You gotta do that at least once. All right? You like meat, all these carnivore people out here and all this. You gotta do that at least once, all right? I recommend more than once. Okay? And it's even more meaningful when you raise the animal yourself. All right? I've literally raised a chicken from birth to death and have eaten it. And the animal, you know, it's an animal. It's a life. You know, it brings you joy. I love chickens. They bring me so much joy. You could be having a bad day. You go outside, watch the chickens. It'll really cheer you up, honestly. I love everything about chickens. All right? And I love the way they taste. All right, we got another super chat in the house from Crypto Lifer. He says, I love you, brother. You are blessed. God bless you, bro. I love you too, man. And we'll have to get together soon, man. I'll be in touch. I'll be in touch with you. All right? I'll be in touch with you. All vegans eat meat. They just pretend they don't. I've heard stuff like that. Shout out to the vegans in the house. Look, I have nothing against anybody or any kind of diet you want to do. I would be vegan. I mean this 100%. I would be vegan if I felt good eating vegan. All right, I've tried it a few times. The longest I did not eat any animal products was for 6 months, and I had noticeable negative effects. Right, I had really bad back pain, bad joint pain, getting weaker. And the only reason I actually put 2 and 2 together, because at first I didn't know what it was. I thought I just tweaked my back, and then I got like tennis elbow. I got like a tweaked shoulder. I went on vacation with my family, and because I wasn't an ethical vegan, right? I was not an ethical vegan. I was a vegan to say, it just makes no sense. You know, why not just eat plants? Everything went away within a week and a half just from eating meat every day again, right? So, but I know some people, and I think they're vegan, and I believe that they are, and they're thriving, and good for them, man. Good for them, honestly. Good for them. All right, so like my man Daryl, he hasn't eaten meat since 2017. He's 63. Never felt better. You know, good for you. Gotta follow the diet that's right for your body. Yeah, that's totally true. I agree. 6 chickens for, yeah, imagine like a football game. Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. Boneless chicken thighs are the best. They are good. They are good. The golden chick is the red heifer of crypto. We need to find it. Yeah, seriously. You're right. Shout out to Crypto Cranky, says the best project to trade is BNB. We got another super chat who says, God bless your lifestyle, man. Maybe not today, maybe not this year, but I will get it. Big fan. To all traders, don't give up. Yeah, guys, if you're a trader, don't give up. Seriously, honestly. Stick at it. Your risk management, all that stuff. Let's check out BNB right now. Yeah, I think everybody who eats meat needs to kill an animal. All right? To eat it. You know? Because it does come at a cost. And we do live in a society where we're so insulated and separated from the reality of like death, you know? And it's not something that should be taken lightly, right? It's one of God's creatures. BNB has had a massive breakout of key massive resistance. This is no new news. I mean, Binance Coin is obviously bullish. Binance is bullish. Man, so here's the thing right now, like, the October 10th wick is bringing us down. Let's clear everything off here. Like, a really good opportunity right now where I'd be very interested in getting some Binance Coin would be taking the October 10th low. And we do have also the weekly order block coming down to right here, around 751, which is also just the objectively speaking support resistance flip going all the way back to June, right? Let's go ahead and pull a fib from the last higher low to our current higher high. Yeah, I mean, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The altcoin pocket is the 786-886 zone. So if you're looking to scoop up on a good deal some Binance Coin between 688 and 765, that is like, that's the golden hen zone right there. That's just a beautiful zone. Taking the October 10th wick, also beautiful. We have a weekly order block like just below that wick, All right, this is Binance coin on the Binance exchange. That would be a really nice zone. Let's go to the daily. Daily has bottomed out on Market Cypher B, which means another dip would be giving us the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern on the daily. The coveted uneven butt cheek pattern here on the daily. Let's take a look. Yeah, we would have that really nice uneven butt cheek pattern here on the daily. So, in an ideal world, we would do something like this. We would come up, reject from this support resistance flip at around 1045, and then get one more dip down, print the cheeks. When the cheeks start printing, the price starts sprinting. You know? When the cheeks start printing, the price starts sprinting. And that's a saying that my grandmother used to say. You know, she was way ahead of her time. All right? She was way ahead of her time. As a white woman in the 60s, she used to have this saying. She invented hip hop, actually. She would play the spoons and make these little grind beats with the spoons, and she'd be like, when the cheeks start printing, the price start hitting. No, when the cheeks start printing, the price start sprinting. Don't you know the P&L profits be printing? I'm like, Grandma, man, you're an OG, an original grandma. She would just give me that smile. You know what I mean? All right, so Crypto Crank's been scalping BNB for weeks. Says it's really good. You know what, BNB? I'll probably start day trading that. You know, Travy Trade says Genesis 129 endorses veganism. I know. That's why. That's literally why I wanted to try veganism. That's actually the reason. Because I said, well, you know, God created man to be vegan. And then after the flood, he said, well, you're not going to live that long, so might as well eat meat anyway. That's what it kind of seems like, right? So I gave it a shot, right? But it didn't really work so well for me. And I equated everything. Like, I'm neurotic when it comes to tracking my macros and my calories and my micronutrients. Like, I have some kind of eating disorder, right? So I know exactly how many calories and everything I've eaten for the most part, you know, since like for the last 10 years, okay? For the last 10 years of my life, I've pretty much tracked everything I've ever eaten in MyFitnessPal. And if I couldn't track it or weigh it, I've estimated it, okay? So I kept all my proteins the same, my carbs the same, my fats the same. I still supplemented with omega-3s, with vitamin B12. All that stuff, right? I didn't do it the stupid way. I didn't eat processed vegan crap, you know? I tried to eat the whole foods. A lot of beans, a lot of sweet potatoes, a lot of quinoa, tofu, seitan, right? And tempeh, and all this stuff. You know, healthy fats, olive oils, avocados, macadamia nuts. And I did take fish oil, so I wasn't a pure vegan. I took fish oil, omega-3. But other than the fish oil, everything else was vegan. And my body just didn't like it, man. So I don't know. I don't know. I've also tried carnivore, which also is horrible. All right, so Memory Man's a pure vegan, and that's cool, man. Like, honestly, maybe you should give me some tips there, Memory Man. But I tried carnivore, and I felt way worse on carnivore than being a vegan. Vegan, it was just the pains I had, and the aches and pains, and carnivore, I literally felt like depressed, like I was gonna like there was no hope for living when I was carnivore. All right, like literally, like I was sad, no energy, man. I'm convinced that keto and carnivore is good for fat, sick people, but if you're fit, healthy, and active, it is not good. All right, it's being keto and carnivore. If you're a fit, active, healthy person, is like equivalent of like having a house that's connected to the electric grid, but running only off your propane generator. Right? You could use electricity from the grid if you wanted to, but no, you're just going to use your backup generator only. It's going to take so much more work and time and money to run your house off that propane generator. The lights are always going to be flickering a little bit inside. It's going to be loud and noisy, lots of exhaust. When you could just use the dang grid, right? The grid is called glucose, all right? Energy, real good energy that your brain, your body needs, doesn't have to do anything for it. Keto and carnivore, man, to turn fat into glucose, it's hard. It takes a lot of work. You got to keep buying that propane every time you run out. You know, your propane generator is not connected to natural gas line utility. No, you got a tank, a 50-gallon tank outside. You got to keep refilling that thing. You know, no offense to the carnivores. This guy's another nutcase. Are you talking about me? I am a nutcase for sure. I'm a high school dropout. Idiot kind of guy. Like super uneducated, super dumb. Voted most likely to be a burnout in high school. So if you're talking about me, you're right. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Tejo. We're not a one-size-fits-all. Yeah, I think that's true. I think genetics has a lot to play in it as well. You know? Fiber is key for health. The 50 simple moving average. Bitcoin, check that one. May bounce. 50 weekly moving average. Let's check it out. I'm down to try anything when it comes to diet, honestly. I see this, yeah, the 50-week moving average. Wow, I like that. Wow, okay. Yeah, look at this, the 50-week moving average, guys. Ever since we've reclaimed it, it's been the bull market. This has been bull market support, pretty clearly. This is a key level right here, man. Let's put on that 200 week as well. Can't I duplicate this? Let's put on another one. Wait a second. Am I thinking of the 200 week or 200? I think I'm thinking of the 200 day moving average. Yeah, what am I thinking? 200 week? Come on. Yeah, it's a super key zone right here. These two moving averages right here. And the crossing of these two is obviously super important as well. You know, that's pretty much been the bear and bull market signals, minus the COVID dump. That was scary. But yeah, you know, as long as the white doesn't cross the green, and we hold the green, historically speaking, more upside, very posible, es mucho posible. Es mucho posible. Shout out to Valerie, God bless you, Valerie. Thanks for popping on in. Have a great day. What do I think about stimulus checks Trump is promising? Well, I think it's ironic. I think it's ironic that... I don't want to wax political here. It's ironic, that's all. It's ironic. It's ironic that that universal basic income, it has literally been established now potentially twice by Donald Trump. Right? The anti-globalist, the anti-World Economic Forum, America First guy is going to now twice put Americans on universal basic income, calling it stimulus check, to stimulate the economy, which literally means he's going to cause more inflation. I mean, it's stimulus checks cause inflation, guys. You know, the dollar supply doubled after the vid, and this is going to increase inflation, and it's going to get people used to the government giving you money for no reason. It's a very socialist, globalist kind of idea, but I think it's ironic that the way the Hegelian dialectic works is that the idea is that people are against, therefore, if the right person does it, you know? So that's what I think about it. But I don't have any hope in America as a nation at all. I don't have any hope in Donald Trump. I think federal politics is literally theater. Like, I believe it 100% is theater. Like, when I watch debates and hear things that presidents say and all this, I'm literally looking at it as if it's like a series on Netflix and it's all 100% actors. And I'm like, ooh, interesting plot twist or interesting symbolism. Like, I don't take any of it seriously at all, right? So I'm looking at it as, okay, potential stimulus check, giving people money for nothing. I mean, it's literally just paving the road to the fourth industrial revolution, where everybody's on universal basic income and people are just used to that. It's very strange to me. Strange. Shout out to Dave Digital. Would I expect to beat up a boxer if I've never boxed? The same goes for my spiritual life. How can I fight a spiritual battle if I haven't been in the gym? That's right. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Dave Digital. He was looking at the my Bible channel. I have a Bible channel on YouTube. Check it out. It's called the Billy Casper Bible channel. The Billy Casper Bible channel. Go subscribe if you like Bible stuff. If we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing live streams, alright? Alright? Shout out to my man Dave Digital in the house. Politics is like World Wrestling Federation. That's how I view it. I mean, Trump literally was an actor. Like, he had a TV show, he's an actor. Trump was bailed out by the central bankers when he had to declare bankruptcy. The central bankers got him out of that. So it's just so weird. You have an actor who was bailed out by the central bankers, now is supposed to be the America First savior, but it's under his presidency that the money supply doubled, and now he wants to do the stimulus check again. It just seems so strange. Like, you know, this just I'm being objective here. I know this is a very nuanced topic, okay, but the unequivocal facts are Trump was an actor, literally. That's a fact, okay? He had his own TV show. He was featured on World Wrestling Federation, all right? He was bailed out by the central bankers. Those are all facts. And the fourth fact is that under his presidency, Americans have never had more freedoms taken away at one point, even more than what happened with the NDAA after 9/11 with Bush, where like business owners were basically forced to shut down their businesses. Trump initiated Operation Warp Speed to fast-track the genetic experimentation on the American public, where millions of Americans were given the actual decision in that time, either in participate in this medical genetic experiment or lose your livelihood, all right, under Trump, okay? The father of the vaccine, Operation Warp Speed, he still brags about it to this day. Under Trump, because of the Trump money, the dollar supply doubled. It didn't double, but it increased by like 60%, 50 or 60% because of those Trump checks, all right? And who wins from all this? Oh, the big businesses win from all this, from all the inflation that pumps stocks and crypto, and the elite make more money stealing it from the normal person, which is getting squeezed out of society. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they galvanize the hearts and minds of people by saying the right things at the right time, so that you support the agenda, right? It's the most basic level of propaganda, and it's so basic, but it works because we're emotional creatures, and people don't have time to like think things through because people are too busy trying to keep food on the table to actually think about stuff. They just hear Trump say something they like and they're like, you know what? if I have to choose between Biden and Trump, well, I'm sure as heck gonna vote for Trump, because he says some things I like. All right? He says some things I like about illegal immigrants. He said some things I like about abortion. He says some things I like about taxes, and this and that. But take a few steps back, look at the trajectory, right? That's the thing. See, politics is just like markets, right? We're in a macro uptrend heading toward a dystopian, globalist, police state, fourth industrial revolution, complete panopticon, bondage, smart city, living in the dang universe trend, all right? And so what they do is they take a libtard to push things up like this, and then they take a conservative to bring it back a little bit. Everyone's like, "Roof, man, thank God we voted for Trump." Then after Trump, guess what? Some idiot liberal gets in, some communist America hater comes in, pushes us up like this. Everyone freaks out. Let's vote for the Republican next time, the conservative. Oh, whew, man, thank God he's making everything better now. Meanwhile, the trend continues up. Inflation's still higher. The Federal Reserve is still a thing, stealing all your money, giving it to the elite, while you're out there working your 9 to 5 for less and less and less and less purchasing power. You know, the problem's not solved, but we're gonna now, you know, the lefties opened up our borders. Now we're gonna close the borders, and not only that, we're gonna give everybody a digital ID to keep them illegals out. We'll give y'all a digital ID. Now y'all are gonna be tracked everywhere, but it's okay because of Trump. Then we get a lefty in there pushing us more toward the police state. You know, people freak out. And look, each one of these presidents, each and every one is planned. You can't become president unless you've been selected by the bankers to be president. You cannot. I don't care how much money you have. Trump does not have his own money. Trump was bought by the bankers. All right? Trump was bailed out by the bankers. He's an actor. He's playing a role. He's very good at it. Trump is very good at playing his role. He is so good at playing his role. I love to watch Trump. His character is great. If he designs his own character, it's great. I love it. It's entertaining. But that's what it is, guys. It's literally entertainment. And that's it. All right? Sorry, guys. It's supposed to be a crypto channel. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Whatever. Alright, guys. Well, you know what? That's a great way to end the stream. I love you guys. God bless. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. Lord willing, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.